Hey, it's Alicia here, and I wanted to film a video to share 3 things that I would tell my former self. Back when I was struggling with depression, I had depression for about 4 to 5 years. There's things that I really wish that I knew, or really when just like any problem was showing up in my life, these are things that I really wish that I had known, and I think it would be priceless to spend time with my now self back then and to integrate these things. So I'm going to share those 3 things with you and also a tool to get started so that you can start moving through these things on your own right now. And the first thing that I would share with my former self is that allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling is exactly what allows it to dissolve. So that means like tuning in more rather than tuning out, and rather than trying to distract from your pain or whatever's showing up in your life, rather than trying to change things on the outside, trying to control things, trying to make your pain go away or make things change or to get somewhere other than where you are. Instead of putting your energy on the outside, to tune in more and really allow yourself to feel everything that you're feeling. And I really mean inviting what you're feeling, welcoming it. Because you could say, what are you talking about? I'm feeling it. Like, I've been feeling this depression for 5 years. But there's a difference between feeling it and while you're wanting it to go away, and actually welcoming it, being like, hi buddy, how are you? I'm here with you, and I'm so sorry that you're feeling this. You're not alone. I love you. There is a difference in resonance there. One's unconditional love and one's conditional love. And this is really important because emotions are just energy. And depression was just stuck energy, or any sort of illness or lack or problem that's showing up in your life is just a reflection to show you the energy that you're holding that's no longer serving you, so that it can come to the surface and it can release. So when you allow yourself to feel what you're feeling, this happens automatically because our bodies naturally transmute or dissolve energy when you just don't resist it. So if you could get in like 2% less resistance with what you're feeling, you can just allow the energy to move. So that would be the number one most important thing that I wish that I knew and that I would share with my former self, is to tune in more and allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. And then the second thing would be that everything that you try to heal, do it to love and nurture your body and to feel more alive, rather than to try to make your pain go away. Because that is exactly why I had depression for a really long time, because everything I was trying, all the therapy, all the different modalities, it was all to make my pain go away. Like, something's wrong with me, I gotta change it, I don't want to feel this anymore, so I want my pain to go away. So that's exactly what was keeping it in place, because what you resist persists. So that is something that I would recommend, because you could be doing something really helpful, really powerful, but if you're doing it to make your pain go away, that's resistance, and that's just going to keep it in place. So before you try anything, just say to your body, I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this to love and nurture you, and to feel even more alive. So that's the second thing that I would share. And then the third thing I would share is that when something feels heavy to you, that's your body communicating with you. That's your wisdom communicating with you, letting you know that you're buying into a lie or limitation, or that that's not your path, that's not what's going to create the most for you, that's not what your body is asking for. So for example, when I had depression, I didn't want to take medication. It felt very heavy to me to continue to see my psychiatrist and take all this medication. It felt so heavy to me, but I didn't realize that that was my body communicating with me that that's not what it was asking for. And so I ended up doing that for about a year, and I could have saved myself a ton of time and not put all these things in my body that it didn't want if I had just honored my body and honored my wisdom and what my body was trying to tell me. So that could also be like if you're in a job that you really don't like and it feels heavy to buy into the idea that you just have to do this to make a living, even though you don't like it, which is something that we're programmed to believe. Feel into that. Does that feel heavy or light? That you have to do this job even though you don't like it just to make a living? That's your body communicating with you that this isn't true for you and this is not all that's available for you. So I would invite you to honor what your body's trying to tell you if you're not used to connecting with your wisdom and trusting it, that's totally okay. It might take things feeling really heavy for you to finally trust it, for you to see what it creates when you keep doing things that your body's telling you it feels heavy. It'll start to show you what gets created when you don't tune in and you don't listen to your body. And it's okay if you're not always listening to your wisdom, but if you can just tune in a little bit more and trust that your wisdom knows that you're in a physical body and you have bills to pay, you need food, and it knows all of your heart's desires. This is your infinite wisdom, so it doesn't know everything else, but doesn't know that you need money to survive. Like, it's got you covered and you can trust it. So those are the 3 things that I would share with my former self, and I think my former self would be really grateful to know that life is actually meant to be fluid and effortless, that our true nature is love, joy, abundance, vitality, freedom, peace. That's not meant to be hard to receive. Like, you don't have to work hard in order to deserve to receive that. It's not meant to be hard or complicated to live that life, because it actually is our natural state. It's our true nature. So when you're even in just less resistance and more allowing, that can happen for you. And what I mean by resistance is, like, if you're trying to control, if you think that you know better than your wisdom, so like your mind knows better than your wisdom, so you try to control things, that's a form of resistance. So that's what I would share with my former self. I think that my former self would be super grateful to know that life is really actually meant to be really, really fluid and effortless, and it's not meant to be hard to move through what you're currently going through. So a tool that you can use right now to start moving through whatever is showing up in your life. This has been my go-to tool ever since I learned it from my wonderful mentor, Dr. Kim Duramo. I used it as soon as I started finding her work, and things that didn't align with my true nature, with my heart's desires, just started to fade away. Energy started to move. I instantly started to feel lighter. So this is really my go-to for everything. And that is her instant elevation technique, which she also calls the ABC tool. So we can just do that really quickly here right now, but you can also do this on your own. So the ABC stands for awareness, breathing, and conscious choice. So the first thing you're going to do is bring awareness to what you're feeling in your body, and you can close your eyes if you want to while you do this. So just like tune into your body and be like, "Hi body, how you doing?" You can rate how you're feeling on a scale of 1 to 10, because when you do that, that's non-judgment, non-resistance, just giving loving attention to your body. You could just feel, do I feel expanded right now, or do I feel contracted right now? So that's the first step. And then the second step is breathing. So take 3 really slow, deep breaths into your belly. And if you just soften your shoulders, you can allow the breath to come down to your belly naturally. And if it doesn't feel like the breath is going into your belly, just imagine like there's a big red balloon inflating and deflating as you breathe. Your imagination is enough. That softening your shoulders a little bit is enough. When you take those 3 breaths into your belly, and if you notice, I kind of did A and B at the same time. While I was bringing awareness to what I was feeling, I was taking those 3 deep breaths. You could do it together. You could do awareness and then breathing. I've just done this so many times that now I just do it really simply, and I just combine them. But the reason that you want to breathe into your belly is because this brings you into your parasympathetic nervous system state, which is your rest and digest state, where you can allow your body to do what it normally does, which is heal itself, fight off viruses and bacteria, just let it function as it was designed to. So that's the second step, is breathing. Take 3 really slow deep breaths into your belly. And then the third step is conscious choice. So that's just choosing something higher, like I choose to be at total peace now, or I choose to allow my body to heal itself, or I choose to allow things to come to me effortlessly. Whatever resonates with you in that moment. The part C is really like the least important part of this tool. The awareness and breathing is where the real power lies. So definitely don't skip the awareness and breathing. So I would recommend trying that tool with anything that's coming up for you, because when you bring awareness to what you're feeling with non-resistance, you can just allow the energy to move. And since everything is responding to you, everything's responding to your energy, your frequency, your consciousness, your reality will shift too when you dissolve what's coming up for you. So it's a super powerful tool. Highly recommend starting with that. And if you do want further assistance, I am offering private mentorship. So I'll put some information below this on how to work with me live. And I think that would resonate with anyone who's been through similar things as me. Like, I had depression for 4 to 5 years, anxiety, overwhelm, I had acid reflux, I had a lot of self-judgment, was really hard on myself. I didn't value myself at all. So I constantly would abandon myself in relationships, not honor myself at all. And I always felt like I needed to be in a relationship to be happy, or I couldn't be happy until I was doing work that I loved. So if you need any guidance when it comes to like dating, if you're in that state, you constantly feel like you need a relationship to be happy, or you're really devaluing yourself, or if you have a lot of fears and doubts, I've had to meet all of my fears and doubts to get to this point where I know what our true nature is, and I'm able to choose from that. If you are a highly sensitive person, like an empath, I can definitely relate to that, because I used to be so triggered by things, and then I would control my environment so I didn't have to feel what I was feeling. And now I see it as a gift. It's actually even like a superpower. It's what allows me to like be able to tell how someone is in resistance from their true nature, to figure out what it is, because I can feel it in my own body. It feels really heavy because I am that sensitive. So I could also help you see how you could use that as a gift to guide you in your life, so you're always aligned with your true nature and what's available for you. So there's less detours on, the path to your inspired life. I also have a totally different relationship with money now. Like, I used to feel like if I'm spending money, then, I'm losing money, rather than seeing it as an investment, and that the more I invest in myself and the more joy it brings me, the more I actually receive. So I've really learned to be a really great receiver, that now when there's something that I want that's a yes, it manifests in my life really quickly, sometimes within days, weeks, months. It kind of blows my own mind a little bit, but that's really how powerful we actually are. So if any of that resonates with you, and if it resonates with you to work with me, I will put information below this on how to start working with me live. But I hope this video was helpful for you. You can start using the ABC tool on your own, and I'm sending you love.